Hey guys, this is Sid with svtperformance.com, and this week we're riding around in a 2019 F-250 Super Duty. I'm going to give you guys a little walk around tour of this truck and show you some of the features and talk about some of the capabilities it has, plus the changes you can expect for the 2020 model year. So let me get you off the tripod and we'll start taking our little walk around. All right guys, we got you off the tripod here and let's take a little walk around this truck. It is a 2019 F-250 Super Duty Limited. And of course it has the 6.7 liter Power Stroke diesel that we've come to expect from Ford since the 2011 model year. They've made continuous updates and improvements, and this engine is really nice. And like I said, we're going to talk about the 2020 Super Duty that's coming out. This is a 2019. But 2020, the 6.7 Power Stroke is going to get some updates to include steel pistons, which is going to be a first for the light duty pickup truck market. Light duty, heavy duty, depends on how you want to look at these trucks. Heavy duty is typically your Class A's. Then you got your medium duty, like your 650, 750 Super Duties, or yeah, I guess 650 or 750 trucks. And then these are considered light duty trucks, but they're light duty, heavy duty. You know what I mean. So this is the 19 version though. And a lot of people don't know this, but it was a mid-model year change, I think in 2017, it could be 2018. That these got upgraded rods that are a lot stronger than the older rods that came in the 6.7, and the rods are going to be a carryover with the new steel piston Super Duties that's going to be in the 2020 trucks. Now, of course, also in the 2020 Super Duty, you're going to get the 7.3 liter Godzilla gasoline V8, and I'm really looking forward to testing one of those out. For right now, let's talk about this truck. Like I said, it is a limited F-250 6.7 Power Stroke. I'm not a huge fan of this color, but it's okay. The interior looks really nice. This is not a truck that I personally would order. I would prefer a more sporty interior, but this is a very nice looking, well pointed. It's almost a saddle leather interior with a lighter grayish. It's sort of it's a odd color. I'm not sure how to describe this. It's between gray and tan. This leather seat, but it's great, of course. Heated, air conditioned, all that fun stuff that we've come to expect from a limited Super Duty. And I thought this was kind of odd. We're putting the VIN number on this badge in the center console now. I'm used to only seeing that with like your special edition trucks like Harley Davidson models, or I guess they're doing it on Raptor as well. But if you're familiar with F-150, then the Super Duty is pretty much the same inside now. They're not using a different cab any longer. And basically all your features that you would get on an F-150, you can get on one of these. Something that I'm really glad to see that they're taking advantage of is this little space in the dash now. So you've sort of got two glove compartments. That's a nice feature. And they open independently. Of course, you've got all your power points. It's got the loaded out climate control, heated steering wheel, and a change that I noticed they've made on this truck that I hadn't seen before. Let me see if I can get this on camera because it looks really good. The lighting might not show it that well. The headliner material is actually sort of a suede. It's like the Alcantara seats in an F-150 Lightning, or the seat inserts in a Terminator. But the whole headliner is that material, and it looks really good. That's a really nice upgrade from what they were doing just a few years ago. And we go around back. Of course, you've got your massive back seat, and this is a nice feature. This little box folds down. You can see you can lock it up or down. And so you got a storage compartment here underneath your seats, and this side's actually lockable. So I don't know if I can lift this up. You can put your key in the other side over here, lock this, and then this storage compartment will be lockable. There we have our gooseneck accessory package. We roll around to the back here, close this door. Let's close this one too. Listen to that nice solid closing. These trucks are built a whole lot better than they used to be just a few years ago. That's your nice chrome dual exhaust tip. Oh, while we're back here, this has the larger 3-inch hitch on it. So if you have an older truck and buy one of these, you might have to buy some new towing equipment. But this is nice. The easy down tailgate. And of course, this one has the gooseneck hitch package on it. That is a fantastic feature that was added just a few years ago, so you no longer have to cut holes in your bed if you want a gooseneck hitch. And another thing I noticed on this that I hadn't noticed on F-150s, if the F-150 is like this, please put it in the comments and tell me. But this thing is using massive Starbolt hardware for the bed. And I don't think the hardware is quite that beefy on an F-150. And of course, to go with the gooseneck, they put your trailer connector in the bed. That is a fantastic feature. Again, they've had that for a couple years now, but I really, really appreciate that. So you don't have to drape the wire over the bedside. Again, just like the Raptor F-150 we've tested and that limited F-150 we had a few weeks back, you've got the LEDs in the bed. It's a nice feature. Close that. Limited on the back, of course, on the applique. This one has the 20-inch aluminum wheels, and they are very nicely finished. It's not just some fake cladding or anything. That is a nicely finished aluminum wheel. Michelin tires. And the biggest highlight, I would have to say, of this truck, it's kind of tough to see here. I'll get you a video later on in the week of rolling underneath this thing and showing off some of the features underneath. But to me, the highlight on these newer generation Super Duties is easily the frame. So my F-350 is a 2009 model. And those older trucks had open C-channel frame, and these newer ones have fully boxed frame. And that fully boxed frame is readily apparent as soon as you go down the road. Anytime you go over a cross ditch or anything like that, the old trucks flexed quite a bit, and this one doesn't. It is rock solid, and allows the suspension to work a lot better. The suspension on this truck, it's pretty compliant. It's not nearly as smooth as, say, an F-150, but it is not nearly as harsh as an F-350. I don't think it would handle a load nearly as well as my F-350 for one fact. It only has 2 springs in the spring pack, and of course you've got a helper spring here on the bottom. I imagine this thing would squat just a bit with much of a load in the bed. But that's why there's a difference between a 250 and a 350. 350, you get more springs in the pack. But this is pretty good. It rides well. I haven't got the tow with it. I have hauled a few things in the bed. Nothing's crazy heavy or anything. Did fine with that. The one thing that I really, really liked about it, though, going down the road, is it gets way better mileage than my 6.4 Power Stroke powered F-350. This thing's knocking down almost 19 miles per gallon just riding around town with a little bit of highway driving, things like that just combined. So this is really good. It has 355 gears. It's a 4-wheel drive with a locking differential and, of course, the FX4 package on it. And yeah, better mileage is better. So let's talk about one of the things, though, that drives me nuts about these new trucks, and that is this bed line. And I get why Ford did this, but if you look at this styling line right here, it goes over the top of the bed. On an F-150, the bed is about that much taller. And remember, this is the same cab as an F-150. And once I show you this, you will never be able to unsee it. But the bed is actually shorter on the Super Duty because the Super Duty sets up so much higher. And of course, allows you to see more of this glass too. But the glass doesn't really do anything. This is just metal underneath here, so you can't see out this part. It's just sort of like a filler that they had to put in. But they made the bedside shorter so it would be easier to put things in the bed from the side. Again, I get why they did it, but that body line just drives me nuts right there. I just wish the bed was the same height as an F-150, even if it does make it tougher to load things into the bed. That's the one thing that really drives me crazy about these new trucks, and it's just a minor styling thing, but like I said, once you've seen that, you cannot unsee it. So let's go around to the front, though, and check out the engine. They've made some advancements to the 6.7 since the last time I really got to spend much time with one, and that was a 2013 Super Duty. Again, that was the old style Super Duty. Oh, something I do like that they have on this versus the F-150, they kept the actual pedal for the parking brake. It's not the electronic parking brake like you're seeing on the F-150s now. You've got an actual mechanical pedal. I like seeing that. I hate seeing us losing more and more pedals out of trucks. I'm sort of old school in that way. I would like to still be able to get a clutch in one of these things. So let's pop the hood here and take a look. We've got, of course, Super Duty embossed on the hood. And there it is, your 6.7 liter Power Stroke V8 diesel, made in-house by Ford with a compacted graphite iron engine block. And one of the updates they made to this when they switched to the new body style is this new style intake. And Ford just keeps getting better and better with these air intake systems. This one's really nice. It has a really nice filter on it. If you want to see what the filter looks like, go to svtperformance.com. I have a picture of it on there. The link is in the description. But they're getting much, much better with these radiuses. They're smoother. There's far, far less restriction. And then they're also putting these air intake ports in the front to just ram air into that box. So it's got an air scoop. That's really nice, and you're seeing that across the board on Ford. So they're paying way more attention to getting fresh, cool outside air into the engine. And honestly, that's why you're seeing less and less gains from aftermarket cold air intakes, especially those with open air filters that are allowing hotter air in from the engine bay. These sealed ones are just making so much more power from the factory, and of course that's what you'd expect from Ford. They spend millions of dollars engineering this thing. Some of the other closed box systems that we're seeing on the market now, they're doing pretty good, especially when it comes to IATs and things like that. But Ford's getting much, much better with this. Something to pay attention to in the years to come. Of course, we have a massive EGR cooler here. And another update I noticed is they changed this pipe to just a rubber hose. This used to be sort of a plastic pipe, and these things would blow apart after about 100,000 miles. So they've updated that. And another thing, they've changed the coolant again. Ford calls this coolant yellow. If you ask me, it looks nuclear green, but they have changed the coolant. Once again, it's no longer the orange. This is a more ELC style coolant like you would see on large over-the-road trucks. Can supposedly go for about, I think it's 100,000 miles, or no, the initial change is 200,000 miles on this coolant. So, of course, they're going to just a more robust formulation. That's nice to see. Of course, you got your fuel filter here, and way down deep in there is a turbocharger. These engines are really crammed in here, but that's just kind of what we kind of expect with Ford diesel trucks at this point. You got a nice little LED light under the hood. You got your air-to-water intercooler, and all kinds of quick connect fittings for your coolant lines. Those are nice. Makes life a whole lot easier. You don't have to mess with torquing down your worm gear pipe clamps and things like that anymore. Just snap these things on and they are on. But this has been a really nice truck to drive. I have enjoyed it. Like I said, I will take you guys on a tour underneath it in another video, so stay tuned for that. Please subscribe to the channels, that way you can catch it all. And like I said, the link to our full article is in the description. Please click that, check it out, head over to svtperformance.com. If you have any questions, post them up there. Answer them much more thoroughly and much quicker on SVTP than I do in the comments here on YouTube. But we do appreciate it if you leave a comment, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until next time, head over to svtperformance.com, check out what we've got going on there. Thank you guys.